Hello everybody, welcome to ScottyDGaming. I'm Scotty D and today I'm going to be playing Gran Turismo 3. Now this is the game of my childhood. And it's the very first racing game I played that seriously got me interested in cars. So I've got a lot of history with this game. I played it so much as a kid, and especially so that it's nearly Christmas now, which means that I'm treating myself to a playthrough of this for my early Christmas present. Because I can remember back when I was a kid that I played this so much during my time off school during the Christmas holidays. It's going to be nostalgia overdose. Now, just before we get started, in the early Gran Turismo games, they did remove it from the later ones. You have to complete the license tests to unlock the different levels in career mode. Now, I didn't want to have to do these all over again because it does take a long time. So what I did was I downloaded a save file that's got them all already complete, so we don't have to do them and we can just continue with the main races, which is what I want to do for this playthrough. And for anybody that's interested, I'm playing this Gran Turismo 3 on PCSX2 PlayStation 2 Emulator on PC. I do have the original PAL version for my PlayStation 2, but I wanted to play it on my PC because I've got no way of capturing the recordings from my PlayStation 2, and also to get this save file onto the emulator I had to convert it from the original PlayStation save file to the emulator save file type. And what I'll do for anybody that's interested, I'll put a link in the description to this save file for anybody that just wants to play Gran Turismo 3 without having to do the license tests. I'll put that in the description for you to download as well. Right, let's go. So, for completing all of the licenses, you get rewarded with a car when you get all golds in a specific class. Because money's hard to come by in this game, I'm going to use this Mazda MX-5 as my starter car. And we're going to save up money for upgrades in cars that I actually want to buy, like the Mitsubishi Evos and the Honda NSXs. So I do have a game plan in my head of how I want to play it, and I think it'll be the most fun for us to play as well. So, now, for anybody that doesn't know, Gran Turismo 3 has got a hidden mechanic wherein any new car you buy, make sure you change the oil on it before you drive it, because it gets an instant horsepower bonus, and you cannot retrieve that bonus for restoring the oil any other point other than it being brand new. If you drive the car before changing the oil, you'll have reduced horsepower for the life of that car. You'll have to buy a new one and then change the oil to get the best power done. Yeah, this was a thing for most of the Gran Turismos, but they did remove it out of the later ones. I think Gran Turismo 6 removed it. Okay then, first race time, beginner league. Sunday Cup, let's do it. So I am playing the PAL version, which is the European version. Now there are differences between the European version and the American version. Right now, wait there. I just want to mention that I am playing it in man mode. By man mode I mean I'm playing it with all assists off. But a strange little thing with this game is although you turn the assists off in the main menu, each car has its own assists. So I'm going to have to, every time we start with a new car, I'm going to go into it and make sure that these assists are off. I don't know why they made this a thing in the game, because it's a bit strange. But I'll just have to make a mental note to do this every time we use a new car. Done. Alright, let's go. Mazda MX-5, baby. So yeah, as I was saying, there are differences between the Europe and American versions. Mainly off the top of my head is the Europe version uses a different soundtrack, and although the intros to all of the games are exactly the same, the European version uses the iconic Feeder song. I don't know what the name of the song is, I just know the band's called Feeder and it's awesome, it fits with the intro perfectly. And the American version uses another song. It is a popular song, well it was a popular song at the time, but I can't remember what it's called, but it is good. But I do prefer the European soundtrack, gotta admit. And the only other differences, I think, are that the European versions run in 50 frames per second because of the way the TVs and signals were in Europe at the time compared to American technology. And the American version runs at 60 frames per second just because of the difference in technologies. But other than that, they're pretty much the same, I think. I think there are some slight differences. The European version might have like one extra car compared to the American version, but there's nothing that really... Oh, and the most important difference, which I'm a bit not annoyed about, but as you can see, the European version's speedometer is in kilometers an hour. It's a bit annoying because although Europe does use kilometers an hour, in England we use miles an hour. So I would have preferred to have miles an hour like the American version, but there's no option to change it in Gran Turismo 3. They did make an option of changing it in the later Gran Turismos, but unfortunately it's not going to be the case here. But it doesn't make a difference because for conversion's sake, 100 kilometers an hour is 62 miles an hour, so you can get an idea of how fast you're going using that conversion. So what are we doing now? 185, so that's 62, 140. So we're probably doing about 125 to 130 mile an hour now. Hey, this little MX-5 is pretty good. And do you know what it is, right? I think this game came out in about 2000, 2001. So that's nearly 20 years ago. Well, actually, do you know what it is? I'm playing this in December of 2019. It's nearly Christmas now. In like a month's time, this game will be either 19 or 20 years old, depending on whether it came out in 2000 or 2001. And it still looks incredible. Bear in mind, I have increased the resolution to 1080p using an emulator resolution upscaling. So it will look better playing it on PC than it does on the original PS2. But the graphics on this game were revolutionary, and it's a massive step up from Gran Turismo 2 on the original PlayStation. Right, midfield raceway time. Oh, all the different tracks are just bringing back memories when I was so happy. This is the best Christmas present I could have asked for. Boosh. So yeah, and another thing, when I was younger on my PS2, do you know what it is? If I dug my PS2 out in my memory card in Gran Turismo 3, I golded all of the license tests. And that's another thing I was reading up on, what the PAL version does different from the American version, is for some reason the license tests, times to beat them, are a lot harder in the European version than the American version. I don't know why they did that. Like, why would you change the times, like the difficulty of the game, depending on region? It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why they did it. But another thing I've heard is that the Japanese version of this game, the rally mode, is a lot harder to play. Like, you've got much less grip in the Japanese version than the American and European versions. So I think the Japanese version is the hardest version out of them all, but I've never played that, can't play that because I don't speak or read the language. Oh my god, this game's too good. Yeah, we're smashing them in this Mazda MX-5. I think I really do like Mazda MX-5s. I wouldn't buy one, but I used to think that the Mazda MX-5 looks like a mini Dodge Viper, and this game is the the first game that brought the Dodge Viper to my attention, and I still think the Dodge Viper, well, I think the 1999 and 2000 GTS version is the sexiest looking car ever made. It's got curves in all the right places. I do plan on buying one and doing races with it when we get enough money. But we'll have to complete a few events before we do that. Oh, do you know what it is? Loads of memories are flooding back, right? I'll tell you what else I used to do in this game. Later on we'll have endurance races to do. And I think there's a one on the Oval Speedway. It's either, is it 50 laps or 100 laps? It takes a good 45 minutes to an hour to complete, I think, from memory, I'm not sure. But if you manage to get the vehicle, which is the Suzuki Escudo Pikes Peaks version, I'm sure it's got like 1500 to 2000 horsepower. And all you needed to do, well, how I did it when I was younger, was get a pile of heavy coins, put it on the X button, which was the accelerate button. I've actually changed it for this playthrough. I'm using the triggers to accelerate and brake like modern racers. But just keep it on full acceleration by putting something heavy on the accelerate button and using an elastic band to make the left analog stick go all the way left, and it would just drive around the course all by itself. And then you could just go and do whatever you want, come back later and have the race complete with all of the money and new cars. It's the best way to play. Yeah, I think all these races are going to be pretty easy. So we'll smash through these. What we will have to start doing is we'll have to, once we accumulate some money, and we'll get to some races that will require either front engine, rear wheel drive, 4-wheel drive or front wheel drive cars. So we'll have to go and do car shopping. We'll have to do some car shopping to get the cars to meet the right requirements. Now, although Gran Turismo is my favourite race game of all time, series of all time, I really do love the Forza series, the Forza Motorsport series. I don't really like Forza Horizon because I play racing games like this for the customization and semi-simulation. I know these aren't true simulation games, but I think they're a lot of fun. But Forza Motorsport just did customization and modification the absolute best, the best in any game. I love both series, but Gran Turismo's got a special place in my heart. Yeah, one thing I will say though is that the Mazda MX-5 is amazing. The handling on this car is top tier. And also for a default car, the gear ratios are really good. Because you'll find with a lot of cars that you, by default, because all of these cars are set in, I'm sure every car is an accurate representation of what the car would be if you bought it in real life, like the gear ratios, the speed, acceleration, it's all true to life. Some cars have gear ratios for economy instead of performance, and you'll notice that normally when you get the higher gears where they're built for low revs cruising. But this Mazda MX-5 seems to have like a good blend between performance and cruising speeds, because I'm not getting bogged down in higher gears. One of the things that's missing from this game, which isn't a big deal because, well, when I first played this, I didn't even know because it was the first Gran Turismo I played, but there's no used car dealership in Gran Turismo 3. You can only buy new cars. I do like having a used car dealership because you can get some bargains for cheap, which is a great implementation in, I think every future Gran Turismo did have a used car dealership. It's much better for getting started, because one of my biggest complaints or criticisms about Gran Turismo 3 is the getting started can be a bit of a grind and a bit slow because money's hard to come by and all of the decent cars are quite expensive. But because we've completed all the license testing and we've had at least a couple of cars we've got for free for getting those golds, we'll save some money that way and hopefully can buy a couple of decent cars and not have to. I don't plan on grinding I just want to go through the races and have as much fun as possible. And this era of gaming, it's mostly with like Sega games and arcade games, but this game's got it as well. There's something the Japanese did with the colours and the sprites and everything. It's so iconic. I'm too busy chatting shit and not concentrating on driving. It doesn't really matter because I finished lap 2, like. We are nailing it here. Yeah, there's that special look that games around this time period have got. And although this does look like it does look, the colour palette they've got makes it look real. But the backgrounds all look very arcadey. It kind of reminds me of like a Sega Rally in games like that. Well, we've got 20 grand, we're building up the money. Oh, that was the third, was this the third race? If this is the third race, we should unlock a new car. Yeah, we do. What is it? Nice. Okay. We've got a Sprinter Truno. Is that a GT? It's a GT8, not a GT. GT86? Let's have a look at it. AA86. The GT86 is the new version that got released recently, a couple of years ago. That's an AA86, I'm confident. Let's have a quick spy. Yeah, AA86 GT Apex. These are awesome looking cars. It's like the iconic Initial D car, although the Initial D car is white, I believe. Okay. Well, let's keep going. What's next on the agenda? So the Clubman Cup, I'm going to do them all in order, but I won't be able to do the FF challenge because the Mazda MX-5 is front engine rear wheel drive, so we'll probably do that after the Clubman Cup. And then all these require like unique cars, so we'll do that when we get to them. Let's do it. Oh, I've just remembered about that. Look, this is every racing game needs to have a qualify option if you want to use it, because if you're struggling in the game, maybe you haven't got enough money to upgrade your car, but you know you can beat the opponent, starting in first place or second place by putting in a good qualifying lap is an excellent option. All racing games need this. I'm going to try not to use that. I'll use it if I have to, but we're going to see if we can start in 6th place and just get our way through the pack. Whoosh. Menage! I think what I loved about this compared to, like, don't get me wrong, I loved Midnight Club in the Need for Speed games. I still do. Midnight Club 1 was such a game. Actually, you know what it is? All the Midnight Clubs are top tier games. But the roster of cars were quite low. The thing I like about Gran Turismo games is I like the ability to collect all the cars. It's kind of like Pokemons, but for racing vehicles. It's top tier. I think as well, like racing games for kids is really good because you get to plan and have dreams of what car you want to buy and own when you're older. Like, I didn't find out about this car that I'm about to talk about from Gran Turismo. I found out about it from Sega GT. I love Sega GT. It's nowhere near as good as Forza or Gran Turismo, but it's an excellent racing game in its own right. I played that on the Sega Dreamcast, I think it was. But that was the first game I played that had the Nissan Pulsar GTI-R in it. And the only reason why I used that car in that game is because my dad used to own a Ford Fiesta XR2i. It was the 1.8 limited edition model, and the closest car I could get that to look like that in Sega GT was the Nissan Pulsar GTIR. And who would have thought that when I grew up I would have ended up buying a Nissan Pulsar as an adult. And it was a great, well, I say it is a great car, but when I bought it, it was like an 18, 19-year-old car. And as much as I love old cars, there are massive money pits. Like, if you buy a classic car or an old car, even 20-year-old car, you need to have the funds to put into it. And I got rid of it. I think I got rid of it about 5 years ago now. It's just, it wasn't worth the money. I've got better things I want to do with my cash. But I'll tell you a car I did buy that's not in this Gran Turismo, unfortunately, but it is in the future ones. It's the first car I ever bought. It was a Honda Beat, and I love that car. I've still got it to this day. It's my baby. I'll never ever get rid of it. It's currently like wrapped up nice and warm in the garage. It's I've mentioned it in my what other games have I played on PS2 for my channel? It was Auto Modelista. I used that, the cars Honda Beat's also in Auto Modelista, and I did use it in that. It's excellent. It's also in, no it's not in Road Trip Adventure, but it is in Auto Modelista. Yeah, the Honda Beat. It's only a 656 cc engine. It's like less than a litre. It's got 63 or 64 horsepower and fuck all torque. The acceleration is terrible, but it looks cool. It's like a mini car, like a micro car. Yeah, I love it. And one of the things about it, it's a Honda engine. As you know, well, it's a Honda Beat, so yes, of course it's gonna be a Honda engine. What the fuck am I talking about? But it's not a VTEC, but it's kind of like an early adaptation of it. It's called M-Trek, so it does sound like the VTEC engine, and it's only a 3-cylinder. It sounds like it's going fast, but it doesn't go very fast. Yeah, that's me baby. If it was in this game, I'd be using it now. I doubt it would keep up with any of these cars, but we could have done it up. It would have been fun. Do you know what it is? If I do play Gran Turismo 4 or 5 in the future, I'll definitely use that car. Yeah, I had it fully restored. I had it fully resprayed. I put brand new alloy wheels on it that looked like what you'd find on a typical Honda car. I think mine's a multi-spoke 10 alloy, like you would see on like Honda Type R cars, and I had it resprayed in. That was a terrible gear change, by the way. I had it resprayed in Honda Civic Type R red. It's not the normal colour of a Honda Beat. I think the red colour on a Honda Beat's called Festival Red or Carnival Red. I can't remember which one it is. But I decided when I got it resprayed to have it done in Civic Type R red, for the simple fact if I got any stone chips or dings, I could have it resprayed in an exact colour match. That's the only reason I went for that choice. Right, like, I'm going to concentrate on racing now. I've been chatting shit for ages. It's just like all of the memories and nostalgia with this game. It just makes me happy, son. Oh, that's another thing I've read about. The super special stages, like these ones that are in night, do suffer for a bit of slowdown on an emulator. So that's one thing we're going to have to persevere with. But every other track, I think, is supposed to run alright. Yeah, this car is smooth as butter. Now, anyone you talk to that's owned an MX-5 will tell you the same thing. Like, it's such a great handling car. They've got the power just right to make the car like an amazing vehicle to drive. And I think anybody who wants a relatively cheap track day weapon, you can't go wrong buying a standard MX-5. especially as well as a soft top. There's nothing better than a bit of open air motoring. It's for anybody that hasn't like been in a convertible or drove a convertible, like with the top down. There's something really strange about going fast with the top down, like having that full panoramic experience above your head. It's weird. It's hard to describe how it's so different from being concealed in a box. I know people say that convertibles are like for fairies and girly men, but I don't think they are. I think convertibles are for legends. Convertible cars are for legends. Only problem with convertible cars is they're normally a lot heavier than their counterparts because of the extra strength and rigidity they need for the chassis. But I think it's a worthwhile trade-off unless you're going for a strict racing weapon. Like if I was going to get I have always wanted one, a Honda NSX, and the thing is, when I was younger in my 20s, I was looking at buying a Honda NSX, and I was saving up, and you could get a second-hand NSX for about 15 grand. I'm glad I didn't buy one. Well, I'll tell you why I'm glad I I'm glad I didn't buy one, and why I'm a bit gutted I didn't as well, is that when I was looking to get one, they were about £15,000 for a second-hand one, but I decided against it. Now, if you want to buy a second-hand NSX, even the ones that are in terrible shape, they're nigh on 25 to 30 grand. They've increased in price so much, they would have been an excellent investment if I'd have bought one 10 years ago. But now that's considerably out of my price range, to be honest. Even if I had the money, like as much as I love cars, for practicality reasons, I don't think the enjoyment you get out of owning a vehicle is as fun as driving one. Like if you wanted to experience a fast car, I'd recommend going and doing a track day. I've done a couple of track days and they are excellent, where you get to use the cars like on the track. Like there's a couple of cars that I've driven. I think it only costs you like 100 quid for like a track day voucher, and you get to do like 3 laps in whatever cars they've got on the day. I think the ones I drove were a Lamborghini Gallardo, Murcielago, and what was the other one I drove? Oh, it was the Ferrari 360 Modena, and the Ferrari was the slowest car there. But I'm telling you, right, if I was to buy one, it would be the Ferrari. It was the most fun to drive. It felt like a much raw experience, whereas the Lamborghinis felt like I was driving a Ford Mondeo, as in not like the speed of it, but how like nice and family friendly they felt. Whereas it was nice and quiet in the cockpit and things like that in the Lamborghinis, like a modern car. But the Ferrari felt like an angry wasp, and I like that. I think that's the enjoyment of motoring, is not just how fast you're going, but how fast you feel you're going, and all of the surrounding noises and things. That's why I don't think you necessarily need to have a fast car to enjoy like a track day or something. Just get something that sounds good. And that's why, again, brings me back to why people love Mazda MX-5s. It's probably the best experience you can get for the money. Oh hey, we're fighting against an MX-5 here, but I've got him on the straight, son. Yeah, I'm just keeping it in third gear around here, because I know there's a lot of corners. I do like this track. I didn't take note of what it was called in the menu before I clicked on it, but is it can't remember. Oh, there's a left-hand turn here. I know. I've messed that up. I've went too close to the inside. I should have went wide. I'll know for next lap. Is this Mountain Raceway? I can't remember. Or Forest Raceway. It's one of the two. Right, so I can take that corner a lot faster. We'll try and perfect that for the next lap. Oh, beautiful. Hey, he's driving really well behind me. Whoa, hey. Who is this guy? Call this guy the torpedo? Ah, he went in that corner too fast. I like how the AI can make mistakes in this. They don't do it very often. But I think they mainly make mistakes when they're pushing for position, which I do like. Another... Oh, that was terrible. Another thing the Gran Turismo series does really well, which, wait there, let me rephrase this. The earlier Gran Turismos. So I think Gran Turismo 3 and 4, if you look on my screen now at my speedometers, you've got that dead center of the screen, low down, and in the very center you've got what gear you're in, and when you get close to a corner it'll flash red to tell you what gear you should be in. I love that feature because it helps you to, for any track you're unfamiliar with, it helps you coming into corners that you're unsure of, and it lets you know what gear you should be in, or it advises you. It's not always the optimal solution, but it's it's some good advice. What I don't like is in the newer Gran Turismos that have in-car cameras, dash cams, is for some reason they've put these speedometers off to the side, and that makes looking at that gear change indicator really hard. I think Gran Turismo 5 and 6 did that, which I wasn't a fan of. I don't mean I wasn't a fan of the games, I loved the games. I wasn't a fan of where they placed these speedometers. Or your tachometers, whatever you want to call it. Hey, we're building up some money now, we've got 23 grand. Oh, we've done it, we've done the event. Right, what do we get? It's an MX-5? This game loves MX-5s. But it's the older version. Okay, I think it's time to have a look at... Well, first off, we need to buy a front-wheel drive car. We need to buy a mid-engined car. We need to buy a four-wheel drive car. The four-wheel drive car I want is an Evo 5. Because the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 5 is one of my favourite cars of all time as well. Let's go and find out how much they are. Ooh, it's going to be out of our budget. $32 grand for that. I might save up for it. 23, so I need another 10 grand, 9 grand. Right, let's see what races we... Because if we can get this, this will open up a lot of other races for us. And for a rear-wheel drive car... Sorry, mid-engine car. The NSX is going to be out of our price range by loads in it. Ooh, 98 grand. That is the NSX Type R is absolutely beautiful, and these are the versions I like because these are the... Is this the 1990? I didn't tell you the year on this. I think you can only read what year it is and the history on it if you own the car. I'll check that out in the garage now. But that is beautiful. It's my favourite version of the NSX. Maybe a Toyota MR2. could use that as a mid-engine. Now, this MR2, I do like the MR2 Spider. That's this one. But I do prefer the older ones, but they're not in this game. Oh no, they are. There it is. This is my favourite version, the MR2 G Limited. The GTS. That's the second generation, but what's the difference? Is G Limited the slower one? 197 brake. Oh yes. It's got an extra 50 horsepower. It's definitely the version you want. Toyota Supra is what a classic. Mentioning classic cars, this Toyota Corolla rally car is iconic. I used this rally car in this version in Gran Turismo 3 so much for the rally races. Okay, we're going to save up. We're going to continue on with. We need 32 grand. So we'll do the front engine rear wheel drive challenge. There's only 3 races in this, so that's going to be, if we get, what's the prize money? Right, I'll beat this race, we'll find out the prize money, and then we'll see what we need to do to get that 9 grand. Right, what cars are we facing? Oh, there's a Beamer right in front. That's going to be fast in a straight line. I think we've got... Oh, yeah. It's a lot faster than me, I think. Is that a Sylvia up front? Oh, that Beamer's hot on my arse. Pushing me out the way. Typical Beamer driver. This game's accurately simulated a BMW driver. I like it. Right, we've got our work cut out for us here. I want to take him on the inside and do a little bit of late braking. That'll do. Yeah, that is a Nissan Silvia up front. I think it's one of the very old ones. Whoa, what are you braking for? See, that was another error on the computer's part I like. I only like it because it helped me get in first place. I'm not complaining, son. Is this a sharp corner? No, I think we did well there. He's hot. Oh, wrong. Oh, I switched down instead of up. I would have absolutely destroyed my engine if there was a simulation damage. Whoa, 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 whoa. Right, we're going to have to cut this guy up. Take him on the inside. Late braking. Nah. Got you. Gotcha, bitch. Don't mess with the MX-5. I'm a hairdresser with a vengeance. I think these are going to start catching me on the straight. Because they've got a lot more horsepower than me. Oh yeah, here they come. That BMW. I think that's going to be a challenge. Luckily this is this lap 2. So ideally I need to be in second gear for that corner. I was trying to take it in third, but it takes us right out of the power. I think it's going to be a second gear. Yeah, it is. Oh, I like that. He went. I was trying to take the racing line, and he went deep diving into the corner to try and get the overtake, but he was unsuccessful. I'm gonna have to start defending my line because the AI in this game is pretty good. Ooh, bit of wall scrubbing. I'm glad it didn't slow us down too much. I think, was it this game or the earlier Gran Turismos that introduced the Gran Turismo way to drive, and that is the wall rubbing method? Because when you scrub on walls in this version or these earlier versions, you don't slow down that much. But in Gran Turismo 4 or 5, I think actually no, it wasn't 4. It must have been Gran Turismo. I'm too busy talking before and not concentrate on what I'm doing. I need to concentrate because this guy's going to overtake me on this final stretch. Yeah, the later Gran Turismo introduced much harsher penalties for rubbing against walls, to slow you down loads, and introduce time penalties, but you don't get these in this version, and I prefer it. Fuck you, you're not getting past. Nope, 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 nope. I've come too far. Done. Yeah. If you ever like, we used to have a joke amongst our friends when we used to play this co-op. It's like, if whoever's in second place would always say to the person in first place, you want to watch how you're driving, otherwise you're going to get Gran Turismo'd. And what that means is you're going to get torpedoed, or you're going to get drove into the wall, or we're just not going to brake for a corner and just scrub around the wall and get into first place. You're going to get Gran Turismo'd. Excellent. Our special stage Route 5 again. Come on then. I do like this track. I like the nighttime tracks. Now I might be wrong, but I think there's no weather in this game. There's no wet tracks. It's all dry. I don't know if it's Gran Turismo 4 that introduced the wet tracks in later versions, but I don't think there's any here. Which I'm not even complaining because I hate driving in the wet. It's just an excuse to get really frustrated. Ooh, slow down, look at that. Oh, look at the Lexus IS200. If we can get into first place, I think the slowdown on this track is lessened. I think it's due to the environment and how many cars are on screen that you can see. Who's that in front? Is that an MX-5 as well? He rammed me right in the arse. Hey, that Silvia driver's a bit of a cocksucker. I think we're struggling here. We're going to struggle with the straights. Whoa, mate. Oh, I was beasting there. I need to get him on the inside. Nah, not fast enough. But I'm getting a slipstream. Come on, baby. This is really helping me pull away from third place because I'm going a lot faster than I should be. Yeah, I think this MX-5 in front's tuned because I'm running I'm running no tuning whatsoever. That was lovely. Beast mode. Yeah, I think we've got this. I've got the corners down, son. I wish you could see my face right now. I can't get this smile off my face. I love this game so much. One of my other PS2 favourites that gives me a similar feeling to this is Grand Theft Auto 3. Funnily enough, the number 3 in the series as well. Grand Theft Auto 3 was number 3 in the series, and it was the first one. Did you hear what I just said? I said Grand Theft Auto 3 was number 3 in the series. No shit. Then again, it's not always. See, no, I was right to say that, because Grand Theft Auto 3 is not actually number 3 in the series, because there was Grand Theft Auto London and things like that, but it was the first in the series to be in 3D, and I also played that a lot at Christmas times alongside this game. Funny enough, it's got kind of the same atmosphere on the dark tracks anyway. We're probably going to have about 28 to 29 grand after we finish this. Oh, it's in reverse. Okay then, let's do it. So I'm unsure of how we're going to take these corners in reverse, but I'm just going to freestyle it for now. I think, can we just beast this? Right, so that's a beast. We don't need to brake at all for that corner. Mr. BMW couldn't handle the heat. I think we'll get the AI on that chicane, because in most racing sims or racing games, AI is not very good at handling chicanes for some reason. I question whether the reason for that is to give the player a chance, because really, unless you've got a really overpowered car, you're not going to be able to take places anywhere other than corners. So I wonder if that's a conscious decision, or if it's just, oh, that's bad. Can we keep it in? Yes, we can. Only just I nearly spun. I need to remember that for the second lap. I got caught off guard by that corner. It came out of nowhere. Hey, BMWs must. I think he's going to end up in second place because he's going to overtake us soon. Right, can we beast this? It says I can beast this corner in 5th gear. I can't. Shit. Right, we need to get on the inside. Fuck you. Have some of that. Is he still beside us? No. I think we might have to push him into the dirt. Yeah. I'm not afraid to do a bit of dirty driving. Not if it's going to cost me the win. This corner. Was it this corner? No. After this big long sweeping corner, which is a right hand turn, I need to be careful because I went off the track last time and nearly ended it all. Wait, I'm just going to be quiet for a second while I concentrate. Beautiful. I can hear the car coming up from behind. Oh, look at BMW. He's like a bat out of hell. Come on, baby. Come on, little MX-5. You can do it. The MX-5 who wish he could. That's me. Done it. Done it. Oh, he's catching. Not fast enough. I'm too fast for y'all, man. Excellent. We still need to do a few more races to get the amount of money we need. But then again, what is this? Nissan Silvia. I can tell by the rear spoiler. Yep. That was the car we were racing against. The guy that kept torpedoing us. Okay. 3 more races and we'll have enough money. So what can we do in an MX-5? 80s? Is this the car we... Nah, this isn't an 80s car what we've got. Now we do have an MX-5, but we're going to be racing against some top tier cars here. Or we'll do the NA Sports. Right, here's what I'll do. I'm going to go into this race and see what opponents I've got. Because if we're racing against Dodge Vipers and things, there's no way I'm going to be able to compete. Nah, we're good. We're good. These are the cars in our class. Let's do it. Hopefully the prize money's increased from 1,500 to something else. I hope we get about at least 2 grand. I'm hoping for. The Chrysler PT Cruiser, look at the state of that car. Is there a more hideous looking vehicle than the Chrysler PT Cruiser? I don't think there is. I've heard it was absolute dog shit as well. Although I've never drove one. Sorry mate, but I had a bit of shoulder barging action there. That's pretty fast for a Toyota Yaris, bloody hell. When I was younger, when I was at college, I think that the Toyota Yaris was just old enough to have like a lot of them available on the used car market. And I remember so many people bought them, like so many people I knew had Toyota Yarises, and I do quite like the look of them, but at the same time I prefer the look of Honda Civics and things. I even like not the newest version, but the Toyota Corollas of the same age. They're really good looking cars. But then again, I think a Toyota Corolla is a different class of car to a Toyota Yaris. I think it's like a step above. It's a bit bigger anyway. Toyota Yaris is more like your Renault Clio, Ford Fiesta and things like that. I used to love Renault Clios, but now I don't like them at all. Just don't like the way I used to love the way the boot curved in on itself, and it had like a, well, it had Thierry Henry, the footballer. He did the adverts for the Renault Clio, and it was all about the booty. I see you, baby, shaking that ass. Or was that the Renault Megane as well? It was the Renault Megane. Sorry, I'm getting them confused. But I did like the rear end of the Renault Clio, and I love the Renault Clio V6. It's a beast that. Actually, no, it is. I think for our mid-engine rear-wheel drive car, I might buy a Renault Clio V6 because I'm sure it's in the car lineup here. I know it's not the best mid-engine rear-wheel drive car because of its short wheelbase for handling purposes, but I think they look so cool with the massive side intakes. But if it's really expensive, I'm just going to save me money and buy an NSX. It's funny how in the race we've just done, we had that BMW and it was tearing shit up, but we've done a race further into the beginners league and the calibre of cars is a lot less. Not that I'm complaining, because we can get the beginner league smashed out the way and then start concentrating on the more powerful races, which I like. Done. Now, I've been playing this for about, what, 50 minutes now? And I'm glad that having the speedometer in kilometers, oh, 5 grand? 5 grand? Why didn't, if I'd known, I would have done these races a long time ago. Oh, this is better. This is much better. 5 grand per race, yes please. And 5 grand per race, and the cars in here are a lot slower than the race we've just done, where we only got 1,500 prize money. Damn. Oh, I'm excited. We won't have enough money to buy an Evo 5. And the good thing about buying the Evo is not only can we enter into the 4-wheel drive races, we can also enter into the boosted or turbo races. I think if I had to choose, if I was only allowed to buy, if I had infinite money, or as much money as I needed to buy 2 cars, 1 naturally aspirated car and 1 turbo car, the 2 cars I'd buy would be an NSX Type R, the model with the flip up headlights, and a Mitsubishi Evo 5, or a Mitsubishi Evo 6 Tommy Mackinnon edition. I'd probably go with the Evo 5 even though it's not as good, just because I love the way the front bumper looks. Yeah, I think, and then if I had to buy, if there was also an option for a favourite American car, it would have to be the Dodge Viper GTS 1999 model, or the 2000. I think they look the same. They were the best looking. I don't know if this TV show that I'm about to talk about was aired on UK TV, but I used to go on holiday to Cyprus with my mum and dad when I was younger, and when I used to watch the Greek TV, there was always an American channel that had a TV series on it, which was an American TV series where it was kind of like the Knight Rider, but with the Dodge Viper as the car. I loved that, but it was a Dodge Viper RT, the very first iteration of the Viper, which was the one where they just put a truck engine, or a very heavily refined truck engine into a lush looking body. Yeah, that's just brought back more memories. That was such an awesome TV show, and I only ever got to watch it on like once a year on holiday. Yeah, this MR2's right up my arsehole. Oh, he's coming past. Tell you what, we're going to get in a slipstream. I'll take him on the corner. Right, where are we going? We're going to go right, so I want to dive in. Oh, a bit of argy-bargy, see you later. Yeah, that's not exactly the best racing etiquette you've ever seen, but I'm a winner, baby. I want to win at all costs. If winning involves me doing a Star Wars pod racer and hiring some people to take sniper pot shots at the opposition, I'll do it. Now the only reason that's fresh in my mind is because I've recently, well, I played Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and I've completed that. And it's, well, I really enjoyed it. And it spurred me on to watch the entire Star Wars series of movies in like one big epic session. And I've come to the conclusion that episodes 1 through 6 are the best movies, and the new movies are complete trash. The older movies, even though you might not think it from thinking back to them, were quite serious, and they had comedy elements in choice places, and they didn't ruin the movie. But I feel like the comedy in the new Star Wars movies they really spoil it for me. They take you out of the seriousness of what some scenes on. It really pisses us off. It's really cheesy as well. That was nice. But a slight slideways drift. Oh, we're beasting MR2 now, he hasn't got a chance. But I think we've only got one more race to do, and that's this race series finish, and we'll have well over the amount of money to buy our new car. Or is this the last race? No, we've got one more race to do. Apricot Hill Raceway, again reverse. Bloody hell, I like the Apricot track on the beginner leagues, don't they? Boost! I'm glad we're playing this in reverse, but I think it's the second time we've raced this track. Because I think I know the layout. Oh, the cars are getting a lot faster. How fast is that Beetle? Ooh. Oh yeah, look. The car competitors have changed. They're a lot faster now. We might struggle here, but we might not. Well, I'm in 5th place, bloody hell. Move. Fucking hell, I'm in last. I'm in last place. These guys are far too fast. Right. Oh, that's replay the bloody... That's replay the replay, not replay the race. Let's give this another shot. We need to get into first place on the first corner. Otherwise we're going to have no chance of beating these guys. Fucking hell, these are pulling on me easily. How can that, how can they be so much faster in there? Oh, watch this, watch this, watch this, fuck you. Right, that's a necessary evil. Just so we can cut through the pack that's going to slow us down, because we need to make as much progress in the corners as possible. Look at that, just pulling on me. think we'll get them in the next series of corners. Because I think they're going to be slow. It's the straightaways that are going to make me lose a lot of ground. Move, I need to be on the inside. Right here, this is where we're going to make it up. Yep, they went too far into it. Oh, they had a crash behind, nice. It's just meaner. Is that a Peugeot 206? Are you kidding me? A Peugeot 206 is not the most wretched cars you've ever seen in your life. Fucking hell, what is this guy? Is this guy got NOS? Taking a piss? Why? How fast are these cars? Oh, you went too fast in the corner, that's what you get. That's what you get for driving too fast, you cunt. Right. Come on, baby. We need to get in front of this guy and block him off on the straights. I might sabotage him. Lads, we're pulling some pit stop manoeuvres here. Watch this. Where is he? Where is he? He's off! He's off! That's what he gets. That's what you get. Peugeot 206. What a piece of shit they are. Right, I need to concentrate. Right, I think by the time we get to the finish line, these guys are going to really start catching up to me, but... Look, Peugeot 206 is in the second place. He recovered from that. This guy's got a fucking jet engine on his roof. Too bad. Too bad he's not a dirty racer like me, because he should have won. I don't care. Give me the prize money. Give me it. I think that's another reason why I like racing games, is that I get a massive sense of achievement by winning a race illegitimately by causing others to wreck. It's pretty funny, to be honest, and you have to use that tactic when you simply haven't got a car that can compete, and that was the case in that race. Right, what we're going to get? What's the prize? Give me something good. A Honda Del Sol. Are you kidding me? What use is a Honda Del Sol to me? Right, and what we'll do is, I've got 43 grand, that's a good amount of money. I think I will save the game. How do we do that? Right, we saved it. When we come back next episode, we're going to choose what we want to spend our money on. It's probably going to be a Mitsubishi Evo 5, and then we'll take on the turbo events and the four-wheel drive events. Okay then, lads, I hope you've enjoyed Gran Turismo 3 with me, Christmas special, treating myself as a Christmas present. And like I said, I will put this save game that I converted to run on the emulator, I'll upload it and put it in the description for you to download if you want to as well, so you can skip doing the licenses and just get straight into the story mode. Okay then, lads, hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one.